Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. For those of you who are on the call live, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions as we go along that you didn't submit ahead of time, feel free to put them in the chat at any time. And for those of you who are watching this video after the fact, thank you for watching. We have combined all of your questions for our career counselor today into this presentation. So thank you to the Office of Career Advancement for helping share some resources and information with our students. This presentation and session is a part of National Transfer Student Week at Rowan University. So some of the questions might be a little bit more geared towards transfer students. However, all of the information is probably, I think it's fair to guess, would be great for any student that has some kind of general questions for the Office of Career Advancement. So my name is Holly Ashton. I am a program and student services advisor within Rowan Global. So I advise in our 3+1 program, specifically for business administration students, but I'm also the chair of our student engagement group, which hosts events and things like that for our students. Ashley, do you want to introduce yourself next?
Sure. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm the communications assistant for the Office of Advising and Student Information Services. So I send out a weekly newsletter to our global students and update our social media accounts, basically get messages from our advisors over to you. I'm going to enjoy this presentation. Hopefully we'll get some good information.
Thanks, Ashley. Ashley will be the one kind of keeping an eye on the chat. So if you do have questions, put them in there for her and she'll make sure they get asked. And then I would like to again thank Helen, who works in our Office of Career Advancement. I'll allow her to introduce herself and then we'll kind of get started.
Thank you, Holly. Hello, everyone. My name is Helen Cardoso. I'm the Assistant Director for Career Access and Engagement with the Office of Advising and Career Services. Our office helps students with career exploration. So if you are undecided or you're still exploring your major or wanting to know a little bit more about your major, we help students with that. We also help with resume and cover letter help, as well as mock interviews and helping them find internships and job opportunities. So if we want to get started with the Q&A.
Perfect, yes. So again, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to jump to the next slide here, which shows the questions that were submitted ahead of time. But as we go through, Helen has some things she wants to share on the website and things like that too. So we will make sure to have her share those things as well.
All right. So the first question is, what should I do if I am a major in psychology but don't have time to get an internship or do research because I transferred in? I work full time and don't have 4 years at Rowan to do one. So that's a great question. As we know, a transfer student, once you transfer in, you usually have about 2 to 3 years to be here at Rowan University. And it is tough, right? You are balancing work, you're balancing a full-time college class, and you're balancing just life in general. So some things that you could do that are not traditional internships or research experience is to find experiences within your courses. So within your courses, you are doing projects. And these projects could be research projects. They could be projects where you're working with different group activities. And these projects, they become big semester projects that you can put on your resume and they showcase your soft skills. So these skills are going to be transferable to whatever job you're looking for. So for example, when you're doing a group project, a lot of it comes from communication, right? You're learning how to communicate. You're probably doing a presentation in front of a class, and you're also learning teamwork skills. These communication and teamwork skills are skills that you need for the everyday day in life, whatever job you're looking for in psychology and whatever field that you're going to go into. You could also do, and now I'm going to provide some links on the chat. There's also something called Micro-Internships. So Rowan University has partnered with Parker Dewey. So let me put where is it, Chip? And this is where we go with technical difficulties, right? We use this every day, but we don't know how to use it when we have to use it. Let me find the chat, guys. Got it, okay. So there's something called Micro-Internships. which they're not like the regular 15-week internships. So you know how you start an internship, they're usually a semester long, and you're required to do certain hours that week. Micro-internships are a little bit different. So micro-internships, you are given a project, and these projects are based on how many hours they have to give you. So sometimes it could be like a 10-hour project, a 5-hour project, but you work on this project on your own time, and they're all virtual. So definitely finding opportunities that are virtual where you are doing it on your own time, whether it's at night, whether it's in the morning, during your breaks. You're going to do the virtual internships, and they're all paid opportunities. So, right, it's a win is a win. So you get paid, you get the experience, and these experiences go in your resume. So other things that I suggest would be volunteering, and volunteering will be on your own time as well, right? If you can find something that you're passionate about and you can volunteer your time when you have the time, they're not as time commitment as a research or internship experience. But whatever you're trying to do, psychology is very broad. So you definitely want to get involved in some way where you are looking into the realm of psychology. Now, a lot of transfer students, when they come in, they have some free electives left. So definitely look into seeing what classes you have left to take. In the psychology major, there's a course called Field Experience where you could get 3 credits to do the internship, and that replaces 3 credits that you could have taken another class, right? So instead of that class time where you have to come to class, instead of going to class, you would do your internship experience, and that would balance out like the class time with the internship. So my suggestions again for that first student is do a volunteer experience, find a micro internship or experience where it's not as time commitment, but you will get an experience to learn your skills. The projects that you do in class are projects that will go in your resume. And then network, we didn't talk about that, but also network. There's different career fairs that are going on. I know the psychology department has their own career fair in the spring semester. So if you go and network and showcase your skills, currently it looks like you are working full time. So you are learning skills within your full-time employment, and you can use those skills to find an employer that is looking for whatever career fair you're looking to do. So that's my advice for that first question.
Perfect, thank you. And by the way, I forgot to mention, if you are watching this after the fact and don't see the links in the chat, we will include the links that Helen provides in the description of this video. So the second question, right along those lines, is perfect. Does Rowan have career fairs for certain majors? So we answered that, but could you give any more info on how to find out about those career fairs maybe?
Yes, so we definitely do career fairs for, let me see if that link is working. I don't think it is. We do career fairs for every college that we have here at Rowan. So the link is in the chat. I'm going to actually share screen so you guys can see how it looks like. So if you look at, here's a list of all the career fairs that we have going on. So we have career fairs in the fall semester as well as in the spring semester. In the fall, we had these 3. The next one is November 12th, which is federal government and nonprofit agencies. And then we also had the all major career fair, October 10th. For the fall, a lot of like federal government and nonprofit agencies, they're looking for different type of students. So whether you are in psychology, social studies, or even business, HR, like they're looking for different realms of careers here. So I would say definitely attend them. I know when we think of federal government, we think of like FBI and we think of these big like organizations, but federal government could be anything. It could be the Environment Protection Agency, right? So there's your business and your bio study students. So definitely attend the career fairs, even if it does not match your major. In the spring, we have the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math career fair, the Business Career and Internship Fair, Humanities and Social Sciences, as well as the Communication and Creative Arts Career Expo, Healthcare and Wellness, Music, and Education. Before the career fairs, we also have events called Prep for the Fairs. So right before you are going to go into the career fair, the Prep for the Fair events are meant to help you with resume building. You get a free professional headshot as well as mock interviews. So you get prepared for that in career fair that's going on. And again, definitely attend as many as you can because you don't know what employers you're going to meet. There is a link right here, which we use Simplicity for, that shows you what employers are going to be here. So this is for November 12th. If you put attending employers, you have a list of who's coming. So right here, there's 60 employers that are going to come for November, and you get a list of who's going to be here, what they're looking for. So there's healthcare, accounting, advertising. So again, there's a lot of different sectors and a lot of different jobs that these employers are trying to look for. So definitely attend, even if it doesn't match your major. Stop that share.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't realize you could see the employers that are even going to be there. That's great. My students who have gone to career fairs have only said great things about them, especially if they're like looking for internship placements, even like not always full-time positions, but part-time, summer internships. It's always great options.
I have a lot of like first year and second year students, and they're like, why should we go to career fairs? And the reason first year and second year students should still go to the career fairs, you're networking, you're learning a little bit about the career, what they're looking for, and you're building your network early on because those internship experiences are important. And so you can find an internship experience, but also any volunteer experience. Sometimes these different careers can help pay for your schooling with scholarships. So they have all those opportunities there, and you also get free stuff. They always have like something to give out. I got my lunchbox there, right? So you can always get a lot of free stuff too. So just go and check it out. The first time you're going to go, you might feel a little intimidated, but just go introduce yourself, see what it's all about. So that next time when you're a sophomore or junior, you know what to dress and like how to expect and your expectations.
Yeah, it's never too early to plan ahead since a lot of majors do require internships or experiential learning requirements, things like that. So it's always good to kind of start looking early on. Awesome.
Yep.
So this next question is interesting. So it says, I've never been on an interview online before. So I think like a virtual interview. What should I do to get ready for it? Any tips?
Yeah, it's a great question. A lot of interviews now are virtual, and we thank COVID for that, right? So a lot of like we're back to virtual interviews. So prepare for it like it's a normal interview. Get dressed up that day, wear something nice, feel confident, prepare for your examples, which we'll talk a little bit about what that means, but prepare for an interview like if it's a regular in-person interview. Before your interview on that day of, calm yourself, right? Interviews are nerve-wracking, so just prepare for it. Tell everyone in your household, be like, hey, I'm gonna have an interview. Please be quiet during these times. Go into a quiet space, have a good lighting in your room, turn your camera on. It's very important to turn your camera on because that first impression, that's what they're looking for. So that's why guests get dressed up, even if it's just the top half, right? Like today, we're still here, we're still getting dressed up. Know your surroundings. So like make sure that your surroundings know what's going on. And before your interview, be in the waiting room for like 5 minutes. That way you know that your mic is working, your camera is on, you know that your camera is working, charge your laptop or your computer, make sure everything is working, and just be in the waiting room 5 minutes beforehand. I think those are my advice for an online interview. I'm going to show you guys some tool right now. It's called Focus 2. So when you prepare for interviews, whether it's in person or virtually, you want to prepare for your examples. And what I mean by that, we go have soft skills, right? We have transferable skills that we all have: communication, teamwork, leadership. Those are skills that whether you're learning them here at Rowan, they're going to transfer into the career that you want. So there is a tool called Focus 2. So I'll put it in the chat, where you could showcase and start to see how your soft skills and like the examples that you could demonstrate your soft skills. Because when it comes to interviews, we don't know what kind of questions they're going to ask you, but we do know that they're going to ask you generic information about who you are, your examples, your experience, we do know that they're going to ask you those questions. So I'm going to share a screen. I'm going to go over the focus tool that we have here and a little how that looks like. So when you log in, it's a free account. If you're a Rowan University student, it's a free account for yourself. Go ahead and create one. When you are ready for the interview, you're going to do this Am I Career Ready assessment. When you do the Am I Career Ready assessment, it's going to look at your competence, your soft skills, so critical thinking, leadership, technology, career self-development, equity and inclusion, professionalism, teamwork, communication. And it's going to show you how your proficiency compared to what employers are looking for. So critical thinking, employers are they're highly looking for critical thinking and communication skills. And then it also gives you, if you hit continue, it gives you ways to develop your critical thinking skills. So for example, if you are doing research, that is definitely a way that you're showcasing that you know critical thinking. If you are joining a club that requires any problem solving, if you are doing any problem solving like debate, robotics, chess, any of those clubs, that showcases that you know how to critically think. So it gives you examples and it gives you like tangible examples of what to say, and then you can write down your experiences. And it does that for each soft skill. So I think this Am I Career Ready assessment would be very beneficial right before you're doing your interview, because you're practicing your examples of your soft skills compared to the questions, because we don't know what kind of questions you're going to get when you interview.
Awesome. That is so great. We love the focus too over here.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit specific of a question. So if you want to keep it more general, then we can always send students resources as well. But this person asked, what kinds of jobs are there for business administration majors? So if you want to speak more general about how to find, the types of positions based on your major, or if you want to speak directly to the question, up to you.
Yeah. So business administration is very broad. So you could find many jobs with business administration. And I'm going to bring it back to that focus too. Depending on, I'm going to share again the screen. I know when we talk about focus 2, we always stick to these 5 assessments, right? We always stick to these 5 assessments. But if you keep scrolling down, it says, what can I do in a major offered at Rowan University? If you click on that, and you click on business administration and management, here's a list of all the jobs you could do. And this is just a list of like potential jobs. Your soft skills are very important because it's what you're doing outside of college, besides just taking the classes, that are going to help build what career you want to get into. So you're going to find a list of different jobs that you can do, which a lot of it is like manager jobs. You could do auditor, right? Your marketing. You're learning these skills here, but the way you're going to find out what jobs you want to do is 1, getting the experience in it, and also seeing what you like to do outside of just taking those classes. But this works for any major. So if you want to do like biomedical sciences, gives you a list of different jobs that you could do for biomedical sciences. But again, a lot of different jobs that you could do for business administration. If you want to explore those careers, definitely let us know. We'll help you.
We have a question in the chat.
Perfect.
How do we find out what credit is accepted from places like study.com and sophia.com? Like
That's
math.
that's a really good question. So let's see. So first thing, there is something called DegreeWorks. And for transfer students, you don't have to be a Rowan University student to use DegreeWorks, but it's called Trek. Let me put that in the chat as well. And you can see how your credit transfer. But because these are from actual websites, I would say talk to your advisor first, and they will go and see how your credits are going to transfer into. Sometimes it could be free elective, sometimes it will be a math, but it would have to be reviewed by by your advisor first to make sure that that's the credit where you want it to fit in. But there's something called Rowan Trek. And as a transfer student, if you're like gonna plan to transfer to Rowan, or you are trying to change your major, or you don't know how your credits are gonna play out, you could use this tool, and you're gonna place the credits that you're gonna get from another university, another college. I'm not sure if they do other websites, but you'll see how your credits are gonna play out within your curriculum. That is definitely a question that you want to ask your advisor, though, to make sure that those credits are transferring where you want them to transfer.
Yeah,
I
your
hope that-
advisors are great. Yeah, your advisor is definitely the best person to ask because every major is a little bit different. Every requirement's a little bit different depending on your situation, but your advisor is the one who would definitely understand what would qualify or what wouldn't transfer.
Yep.
But using those tools is important too, for sure.
Yeah.
Great. Ashley, was there another question in the chat? I thought I saw a comment, or not yet.
Just someone saying that they're going to loop back with questions later in the
Perfect. Perfect. And if you aren't able to ask your questions now, but do have some, please contact us. Ashley will put our general email in the chat as well. And we can always make sure that your questions get forwarded to Helen or someone from the Office of Career Advancement if it doesn't get answered today. So let's see where we're at. So does it look bad? Oh, this may be my favorite question. Does it look bad for grad schools or jobs if I transferred twice and changed my major? What do you think?
I'm gonna go with no. It doesn't look bad. And I'm gonna do two separate things. So grad school and jobs are two separate things. So when it comes to grad school, they're gonna look and ask for all your transcripts. So when you're applying for grad school, whether you've taken 3 credits or taken a whole semester within any college or university that you've been to, they're going to ask for that transcript. So definitely, like, don't lie, tell them that you went to those schools. And in this case, I don't know if they graduated from that transfer school or not, but still put it in your resume. And there's a specific way to put it in your resume that says, like, I took this many credits at this school, and they're going to ask for your transcripts anyway. So definitely don't lie about that. And change your major. So for grad school, if you change your major, that's fine. We know that you're going to change your major, right? I think right now the statistics is about 30% of undergraduate students change your major at least once. I think that's the statistics. So we know that you're going to change your major. It's fine. As long as you explain why you change your major. There's a difference between what is your major and why you picked your major. So if you could explain why you picked your major and why you changed it, there's usually a statement that you have to write, a personal statement when you write grad school statements. And that could be something that you put in there because that explains a little bit about who you are, your decision to go into that grad school, and why you changed your major. Now for jobs, you don't have to write that in your resume that you transferred into different schools. They just want to know that you graduated, right? So for jobs, wherever you graduated, that's where you want to put. You can put, let's say you moved and that's why you had to transfer. You can put those schools because now they know. Some jobs will ask for transcripts depending on your career and where you're going to go. They will ask for transcripts. Some jobs won't. So for jobs, again, they don't really see it as a bad thing. They just want to know that you graduated and what major you went into, because that would depend on the job you're going to get. Really good question.
Perfect. So the next question, and I think this might be the start of questions that came a little bit after we gave Helen the list to prepare. So we're putting her on the spot, I think, a little bit from here on out. So
Okay.
hope you don't mind. But this question actually came up in an in-person session that I did the other day with some new transfer students. So I think it's on more than one student's mind. And I have some advice as well if you're not sure. I'm sure you have a great answer though. So this question is there someone I can talk to if I want to be a dentist, but don't know how to go that route? Or I would say really any like medical school, medical field, health professions type of thing.
Yes. So first, for any like medical school, any grad school that requires prereqs, make sure that you're taking those prereqs, right? And so different schools require different classes. There is an office here at Rowan University that will help make sure that you're taking those classes. It's called the Office of Pre-Help. I'm gonna put that here. So you make an appointment with the Office of Pre-Health, and they will be able to make sure that you're taking those classes that you need to align with the prereqs for that grad school. So that whether you want to be a dentist, medical school, a PA, speech pathology, there are specific classes, so you want to make sure that you're taking those.
Perfect. I've even had students, so I used to advise for psychology, and I used to have sometimes students who want to go back to get their nursing degree. And so while that might not be a graduate program or something like that, they'll still use that office and have been very much helped 100% to make sure they're doing what they need to do to qualify.
Exactly. There's different routes to get into these programs, and I know people like they will do whichever route is faster for them. But you know, if you wanted to have a conversation, let us know. But the Office of Pre-Health is very wise. They will make sure that you're picking like the classes that you need. And even if like down the line, because you guys are transferring in and down the line, you guys are about to graduate with, let's say, a psychology degree, they'll give you opportunities and give you paths to make sure that you are still going towards your goal.
So the next one is, do you help with finding careers? So does your office help with finding careers after college graduation as well? If not, is there a department at Rowan that assists with this? I actually got this question this morning from a student.
Yep, that's an easy question. We definitely do help. We help alumni. So once you graduate, our services are still available for you. So whether you need to look for a resume, do a mock interview, looking to see what kind of career path you want to change into, we help alumni students. And I will put that, actually, I'm going to put our website here so you know how to navigate our website and make an appointment. But yeah, we're still available even after you graduate. You are still a Rowan alumni and we'll help you out.
Awesome. So the last question that someone sent in is kind of a specific to that person's situation. So I put it on its own slide. But I think Helen could definitely speak to kind of what a student in a similar situation could also do, or maybe just answer the student's question specifically. So the question is, I am a student here at Rowan who just graduated with my undergrad in psychology. I am interested in a master's program, but I have a few questions. I currently work in the field of behavior analysis and have done so since 2021. I would want to either pursue a career to become a BCBA or in clinical psychology. I want to apply for spring semester, but I'm unsure of what to do for a career long term. So if you could help me with any references or information regarding these fields, I would appreciate it. So even if you don't want to directly answer the student, I'm happy to give them more specifics on the side. But in general, if the student is unsure about two different paths that may be similar, but maybe require different things, like where do you suggest they begin?
Yeah, so different ways we could begin. Definitely looking into different master's programs, right? Because it's also saying that they're interested in a master program. So looking into seeing where the master's programs are, how that could help you out. And I know there's different companies within behavior analysis that will help pay for your master's program, right? So maybe if that's the route that she wants to go, because we know education can be expensive. So depending on, life circumstances. But I guess my main advice here will be seeing the different careers and the options. So that master's program will also help them with finding that career. So let's say it's clinical psychology and she wants to still do BCBA, which is behavior analysis. You can still do that with the clinical psychology degree. And if it's BCBA and they're doing just that, then that's kind of like the certificates that they could go into. So two advice here. One would be looking at the jobs that are currently, like, let's say she already has her master's degree, right? And then she's going to start looking for jobs. Look at the job descriptions and the job education requirement and see what's required for that job that you potentially want, and then work your way backwards. So if that job requires you to get a master's in clinical psychology, then maybe that's the route that you're going to take. If you want to do BCBA, you start seeing that they require different certificates or they require different education, then that's also another route that you can start looking into. And then you make a pro-con list. You start to look at the master's program or the certificate program, and you see what best fits your lifestyle and what you want to do.
Perfect. Thank you. So those were all the questions that were submitted ahead of time. I do know we have some students that are on the call today. So if anyone has other questions that you weren't able to put in the chat yet, feel free to either put them in the chat, or you're also welcome to unmute yourself if you're more comfortable with that. And we will give a moment for that.
I guess I'll go. Other people ask questions first. I guess they'll go first. Did somebody ask it in chat? I didn't check the chat yet.
They did before. Do we have any more, Ashley, since we last looked at them?
No new questions.
Okay.
Yeah, Kyle, go ahead.
So I wanted to ask, I'm in my senior year. This is my last semester. I'm not a transfer student, so I've walked into the wrong chat, but I'm curious, what should I be doing right now? Because I'm a computing and informatics major, cybersecurity focus. I have a number of injuries, so I cannot just immediately jump and work full time. So I'd have to do part time to accommodate my injuries. So I've heard there was a career center. Should I be contacting them? What should I be doing right now at the last? Right now I'm in an internship. So, but what was that?
That sounds great.
Yeah,
And
I'm not
first,
getting
congrats.
paid for it, but I need a paid job if I'm going to be actually, surviving. So, what do I do about that? Like right now I'm in my last semester. I know a lot of people pick up work during the semester, but due to my injuries, I'm only able to take school part time, and I couldn't work at the same time. So now I'm near the end of my last semester. I want to take some serious steps forward. So what
Yeah.
should I be doing?
All right. So first, definitely update your resume, right? You want to update
Okay.
your resume, add your internship there, make sure that your resume looks good and that you are showcasing your skills that you need for the job that you want. Then you're going to just start your job search. And then if you want to meet with us, we do have one-on-one appointments. So we could help you with like how to look for a job, what you should be looking for a job, and how your resume should fit for the job that you want. So resumes are not one size fits all. So that one resume that you use for one job might not be the same resume you want to use for the other job. And so we'll explain that in the meeting. I also suggest that go to the career fairs. We have one more for federal government this semester. And as an alumni, so next semester, if you want to come back to the career fairs, you are more than welcome to. So definitely, build your network now. And you said you're computer informatics, right?
Yeah, computing and informatics, yes, with the cybersecurity focus. I'm not sure if I want to go for cybersecurity. If I do, it'll have to be entry level. I don't think I want to finish with masters. That's going to be
Yep.
a pain. Like I'm just learning cybersecurity, I think, in my late 20s, and I'm kind of like, there's a lot to learn. It's very complex. I don't know if I
Yes.
can handle it. I do like the creativity when it comes to programming, though. So
Yeah.
I wanted to be a game developer, but unfortunately, I need to pick a different career that's in demand. So I'm sticking to something similar like programming. I have Python and PHP experience.
Yeah.
So what would be a good place to go with like some people who are looking maybe for programming, or is there like a
Yeah, I would definitely also say the certificates for cybersecurity. There are certificates for the industry, and those are also valuable for the workforce. So if you
okay?
want to start working on certificates and getting those certificates, I think they're like Linux,
Okay.
C++, I forget the other, there's like two more that are ethical
All right.
hacking.
No, I'll keep that in mind. I think I'm in ethical hacking right now.
Yep.
This probably I see with this is for different like transfer students, but like I think a one-on-one probably would be best with you guys. So how do I do that? Do you just do I just reach out, or do you can somebody send me a link, or how does this
Great
work?
question. So I'm going to share screen because I'm going to show you guys our webpage.
Yeah.
And even if like that question was great also for transfer students, right? Because transfer students, you have 2 years to make the best of your experience and what you should be doing now. And a lot of students come to us like junior, senior year to build their resume, make sure that the resume looks good, make sure that they look well for that career that they want to go into. So let me go ahead and share screen. Let me know if you guys see my screen.
Okay. I see something. I see black. There it goes.
All right. So the last link that we put on the chat, you're going to go to academic advising. We're right here under career and professional development.
Okay.
And if you want to make an appointment with us, we are right here, counseling services and appointments. You're going to book an appointment here.
Gotcha.
It's going to lead you to RSN. Once you log into RSN, you're going to look for career services, and then you can make an appointment with us. We are meeting students virtually and in person.
Okay.
There's also a job and internship search.
Oh, nice.
We have a resource called Prof Jobs that's free for Rowan current students and alumni. You can access it here, This is where our partner employers are posting their jobs and internships for all students. So you make an account, which it's free. So you guys already have an account using your student email. You're going to upload your resume. We're going to review your resume, and then you're going to feel free to start looking to see what kind of jobs are out there. And if you need help with writing a resume, there is a link here with a summary of a draft or a template
Okay.
of what your resume should look like.
Okay, that's nice. I center everything. I don't know if that's changed because that looks like it's on the left side, everything there. So I don't know if that's a new thing. Is that just how it is? Or I mean, I was told not to put your phone number and address on there either. So actually not your address, but your phone number.
Definitely, you still want to put your phone number. Address,
Yeah.
no. So address, we don't put full address anymore just because we're not mailing. You can put
Okay.
city and state, but you can also like take that out if, depending on the job that you're looking for. And
Sure.
you can still put things in the middle, just make sure that it looks formatted
Okay.
well. HR
All right.
rep, yeah, they're only looking at resumes for about a minute. So within that
Yeah.
minute, you want to make sure that it just looks presentable. And then what you write inside, a lot of things that's going on now is that when you upload your resume to a job that you're looking for online, AI is looking at it and they're looking at the keywords.
Yeah,
And
that
then,
too.
yep. And so we help you to make sure that you are writing those keywords to get into that interview. Because the first step is just applying for the job. And the second step is getting the interview.
Yeah. All right. I'll keep them. I'll have to definitely make an appointment with you guys. I appreciate your help. I don't have any other questions for now. I think I'll head out unless it's something I'm going to miss. I came in late. So am I
No, you're
missing
good.
anything?
No problem. We are going to, we're kind of towards the end unless any other students have questions. But we're also going to post this. We recorded the video, so we will be
Okay.
posting it. And so you'll see that as well.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So if any other students have questions, feel free to either unmute or put them in the chat. But Kyle, that actually was the perfect kind of leeway because the end of this session was going to say, hey, Helen, how can we get a hold of you or another career counselor if a student needs to meet with them? Because, any student, but particularly transfer students might not have heard of how to get to the resources that they need because they might be here a shorter amount of time. Or they just aren't familiar or haven't really needed to think about those things. And so as Helen showed, you can schedule an appointment with the Office of Career Advancement, an individual appointment through RSN, which is the same way you schedule an advising appointment. So most of our students are familiar with that system. So definitely something you can do. But then all of the links that she shared, I think are completely invaluable to all of our students. And so, yeah, so anything to end with, Helen, any other pieces of advice that you have for our students, whether they be transfer or not transfer students that you wanted to end with?
Definitely get involved. Like every student should at least get involved some type of way. So whether you're doing a club, you're finding your internship, network, try to know someone on campus, whether it's a professor, go to the career fairs. So definitely network, get involved, and enjoy your experience. College is only 4 years, so enjoy the experience because even if you decide to go get a master's or a doctorate, it's not the same. So enjoy your experience here and be proud of yourselves for how far you guys got. I put our email in the chat as well. It's careercounseling@rowan.edu. So if you have any questions, feel free to email us.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Again, we will post this to our YouTube account. Actually, if you could put the link for that in the chat, just so the students who are on the call could reference this video afterwards. But thank you again for joining us. I'm sure our students appreciate it. The questions have been were great questions submitted and great answers given. I've been at Rowan for over 5 years now, and I still learned a bunch of new stuff today about some of the resources that you provide. I know for the students that I oversee in 3+1, we talk to them about career searching and graduate school and things like that as they're orienting to Rowan. So at the same time we're talking about starting with us, we're also talking about what to do next. And so a session like this is great and will be a great reference for future students too. So thank you again.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and if you need anything, students, like I said, we have those links in the chat for students who are on the call now, and then we'll have links for references and resources in the description in this video. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.